Hello everyone, welcome to the Crystaly Recapped channel. Raffaella, together with her husband and friends, went on a yacht vacation to the Mediterranean Sea. Raffaella was a real bore. Even on vacation, she would not let people rest, talking about the environment, the poor, and the damned communists. Raffaella would get into battles with anyone who was willing to argue. And all the time she was expressing her thoughts on the yacht, one of the crew members, Gennarino, was watching her with indignation. He was an ardent communist and was used to women knowing their place. From his point of view, there was a natural disorder on this yacht. Not only could women express their opinions on an equal footing with men, they were also in charge. Gennarino especially hated Raffaella, and the feeling was mutual. Although there were some pleasant moments, the women loved to sunbathe topless on the deck, and Gennarino enjoyed spying on them. Raffaella did not like everything that Gennarino did. The coffee he brought was heated, not freshly brewed. The wine was too warm and she was used to drinking it cold. The spaghetti was overcooked, although everyone else liked Gennarino's food. One day, Raffaella came back from a walk and brought with her some fish bought from a local fisherman. She asked him to make soup out of it, but complained that the last time the soup was overcooked. Raffaella didn't even like the smell of Gennarino, and she asked his commander to have Gennarino change his clothes. But we have to give her and her friends credit. They had paid well for the yacht and crew, so the rest of them withstood all the ridicule and harassment of the rich men. One evening, when the men went to bed and the women stayed to play cards, to Gennarino's surprise, the boss found cigarettes in one of the cabins. That evening, Raffaella went out on deck to get some fresh air, and for the first time she and Gennarino were alone. However, Raffaella quickly ran away, and the next day she slept too long, and everyone had already gone swimming. She ordered Gennarino to launch the boat because she wanted to swim too. Despite Gennarino's warnings, she insisted that they go to the bay. On the way, the motor broke down, and Gennarino was unable to fix it, so they drifted all night, carried away by the sea current further and further from the yacht. Raffaella did not stop talking all night. In the morning, Gennarino was the first to wake up and dropped the knife he was going to use to fix the engine into the water. He dove in to retrieve it, and that's when Raffaella woke up. She thought that her companion had disappeared and began to call for help. But then Gennarino returned, and Raffaella continued to yell at him. Gennarino held on with all his might. Finally, he managed to fix the motor, but he and Raffaella argued for so long that they couldn't decide where to go, and they were left without a motor again. While Raffaella was sleeping, Gennarino caught a fish and ate half of it. He offered the other half to Raffaella, but she just licked it and then threw it overboard. Then they saw a yacht and started calling for help, but they were not heard, and the last hope for rescue disappeared over the horizon. Desperate, they went to bed. But even after dark, Raffaella continued to bother Gennarino. In the morning, they found a land nearby and swam to it. Before reaching the island, the boat hit a sharp rock and was blown away. Gennarino and Raffaella got to land and went to explore the rocks. When they got to the top, Gennarino realized that the island was uninhabited and there were no other islands nearby. Raffaella did not believe him and demanded that he go up again and check. However, Gennarino told her to go away and left. He was fed up with this arrogant woman. Scolding each other, they walked around the island. Gennarino found a small hut made of stones. Having decided to settle in this place, he went to the sea to catch lobster. After that, he fetched fresh water, found a bottle, and used it as a magnifying glass to light a fire. On the fire, Gennarino roasted his catch and began to eat it with pleasure. Raffaella was less fortunate. She found only a sea urchin and could not eat it. In addition, she injured her leg and felt terrible. When she saw Gennarino eating, she was outraged, but Gennarino did not pay attention to her indignation, because the rich had been filling their bellies all their lives, and ordinary workers did not know where to get money for a piece of bread. He decided to tame Raffaella. If she wanted to eat, let her earn her own food. Gennarino made her wash her pants and only then fed her. He also demanded that she treat him with respect from now on. After dinner, Raffaella followed Gennarino to the house, but he wouldn't let her in and made her sleep outside. In the morning, he sent her back to work, but Raffaella tried to resist and was slapped in the face. Gennarino was strict but fair. He was ready to forgive Raffaella if she kissed his hand. When she did, he let her work. Then Gennarino caught some fish. They cooked lunch and Gennarino made her serve herself. Only then did he let her eat. Gennarino was still worried about how the rich man had treated him on the yacht. He also remembered a time when girls used to sunbathe topless. This gave him an idea, and he ordered Raffaella to show her breasts. She refused and even tried to run away, but Gennarino caught up with her and threw her down on the sand. He took off her underwear and kissed her. After waiting for Raffaella to enjoy the kiss and begin to melt in his arms, Gennarino left her alone. She would have to try very hard to get what she wanted. After this incident, Raffaella couldn't stop thinking about Gennarino's strong hands and primitive cruelty. She wanted him to be with her, but Gennarino would not meet her halfway. He continued to hunt and feed her, and Raffaella was ready to do anything for one kiss. Finally, Gennarino gave up and agreed to make love to Raffaella, but he did it on his own terms and in the way he liked. Raffaella was so pleased that in the morning, while Gennarino was sleeping, she made a floral jewelry and put it on Gennarino. They fell deeply in love. Life on the island turned into an amazing adventure, as if they were in paradise. One day, while on the shore, Raffaella saw a yacht and started to call for people, but then changed her mind, because if they were rescued, the fairy tale they were in would end. She ran to Gennarino and proudly told him that she had not called for help. It was proof of her love. Gennarino slapped her, saying that a woman should not decide for him what to do when a yacht shows up. But that was not the reason for the slap. He just liked how fiery her eyes became afterwards. He and Raffaella made love again and then fell asleep on the beach. After a while, the lovers started talking about returning to the big world. They both realized that such a relationship was impossible there. If they returned, Raffaella would become a rich lady again, and Gennarino would turn from an alpha male into an ordinary worker. However, while they are here, they can be with each other. They even decide to seal their union with earrings. Gennarino didn't have a wedding ring, so he put on Raffaella's earring. Soon he climbed to the top of the cliff to take some eggs from the bird's nest. He did not take them all so that the bird could hatch its young. While there, Gennarino saw a yacht in the sea. Raffaella also noticed it and got scared. She was afraid to go back to her old life because there she and Gennarino would have to leave. Despite his fears, Gennarino lit a fire to attract people's attention. He wanted proof that Raffaella really loved him. If she would give up her rich life and agree to live with him, then she hadn't lied when she professed her love. When the yacht's captain learned that Gennarino had to spend a lot of time alone with Raffaella, who was famous for her bad and crazy temper, he sympathized with the worker. However, Gennarino was not in the mood for conversation. He was afraid of the moment when Raffaella's husband would arrive and take her away forever. It happened, and when the couple met, they decided to celebrate the miraculous rescue. At the same time, Raffaella's husband was ready to generously thank his wife's savior. When Gennarino was on the shore, his wife Anna rushed to him. She had been grieving after learning that her husband had disappeared into the sea, but now that she was informed that he was alive, Anna rushed to hug him. At that moment, Raffaella, her husband, and friends came down from the yacht. Raffaella's husband took Gennarino's wife aside and handed her an envelope for her husband. When Anna handed the envelope to Gennarino, he scolded his wife for taking the envelope and then went to the jewelry store. He sent his wife to the hotel. In the store, Gennarino bought the most expensive diamond ring. He was going to give this ring to Raffaella. Then he called his beloved and proposed to run away to a desert island. There they could be together for the rest of their lives. He had already arranged for the captain of the yacht to take them to the island. Gennarino and Raffaella agreed to meet on the yacht, but it did not show up. Raffaella sent the boy with a note for Gennarino. After reading it, he realized that he would never see Raffaella again. He ran after her, but it was too late. She had flown away in a helicopter with her husband. After that, Gennarino got rid of the earring that Raffaella had given him on the island and got drunk. When Anna found him, she beat him up. Everyone saw him chasing Raffaella and reported him. Realizing that Gennarino had betrayed her, she decided to leave him. He wasn't going to have anything to do with her either. But in the morning, when she packed her suitcase and left for home, Gennarino caught up with her and took her things to help her carry. And everything went back to normal. This is the end of the movie. That's all for today. Subscribe and like if you want more videos like this.